tutorial will consist of inserting tables, adjusting the tables, deleting cells, manipulating tables. So everything you to know about the table, and I'll use 3 different ways to insert the table: by drawing, using the insert table directly, or using the grid. So those 3 is what I will use. So let's start. Let's start by opening Microsoft Word, which I have Microsoft Word 2019, and let's just use a blank document. So double click to open a blank document. To insert tables, you first need to go to the insert tab. Immediately under the insert tab there is table, so click on this table. You can see this grid. When you hover over this grid, you can see preview of the table. In the main document you can see everything. Let's say, let me just insert just any one. Let me 5 rows, 5 columns. It's okay using the grid. So this is the first method. So when you come to the insert and then table, you use the grid to insert the table. Have you seen? So I have this table. This is the first way to insert table. So before we move to the manipulation, let me just show you how you can insert, then we manipulate the table. Okay, so let me select everything, the table, and hit backspace on the keyboard just to delete it. So let me show you how to insert the table again, maybe using different method. The same way, we have to come to the insert tab. So here under the insert tab, tables again. So I don't want to use this grid again. I want to just use insert table. So you can see the number of columns and number of rows that you want. So let's say I need 7 columns, and then rows I need just 3. So you just need to enter, use your keyboard to enter, or use these arrows to increase or decrease the number of rows and columns you want. Listen, leave this one as default. Leave this one as a default. So when you enter the number of rows and columns that you want, and you just click OK, you can see your table live here, just similar to the first one that we did. So let's go back to the third way you can insert table. The same way. To delete the table, just select the table using this arrow, 4-sided arrowhead. Just select it and then backspace. So let's go back to the insert tab again. This time we draw the table. To this table, and this one, draw table. To draw the table, we need to just first draw something like a square, and then when we draw the square, it's just like the borders of the table, and then we insert the rows and columns, everything. So let me just first a square or a rectangle. Okay, first this, and then let me insert some columns. Maybe any column, just do it anyway. During the retuning, we can just adjust anything. So that is not, I'll come back to that. I will delete that side. Let me just add one to it, and let me add the rows to the table really quick. Okay. Yes, don't worry about this one over here. I don't want to delete it, so that when you maybe you are facing the same problem, you can know how to get rid of it. So when I finish with the insertion, then I deal with it. Okay, now I think this is okay. So deselect the table, the drawing. When we come back to this inside table, highlight or select the table using the 4 arrowhead, and then delete. Everything is gone, and this side is too big, so we can just highlight to So to highlight, you can just highlight it this way, but I don't like to highlight my tables this way. It takes time. So I go back outside the table and then click. So when I want to highlight this side, I go outside here and then click to highlight everything. So I want to highlight this one and delete it. Delete only this side. So I go back outside the table, click out this row, like everything here, this row is selected, and I can just backspace to get rid of that particular row. So to do this, to delete any row or any column, is the same thing. You can use the same way. You want to delete this column, you can just come back here, click to select it, or just click to select maybe multiple ones and then get rid of them using the backspace. Okay, when we see the table, you can see some are wider than the others. They are not uniform. So how can we fix this? The first thing we can do, we can just select the table, right click. So let the cursor be inside the table. After the selection, right click and then distribute rows evenly. You can see the rows, everything is even for now. But let's right click again. Let's go to distribute columns evenly. So I'm starting to love the table. You can see everything is even now. The table is now looking nicer than the first one. Okay, I think the width of these lines, they are too small for whatever I want to use the table for. So highlight the table again, and I want to increase the width of it. Like the lines, the grid lines of the table, they are too small for me. So I'll go back here. So we are home under paragraph. I go back to this side, borders. Select this small arrow, come back to borders and shading, the down. So this is the width of the table. This is what I want. So the width of the table, make sure all is selected over here. This side, all to the settings, all is selected over here. Click here for this drop down, and I want just 1.5. Width of 1.5 is okay, and then I select. Okay, now you can see, okay, and the width is now okay. To increase this table, let's say I want to make it somehow bigger. So we can just come here. Have you seen when you come to the end of this table, the far end where this square is, your cursor turns into double-sided arrow. So just drag this side, click and drag to any side you want, any size you want. So you can just drag to any size you want. So this, I want it smaller. Okay, I want it this size. I want it like this. I want it like this. You can do anything with it. It's flexible. So let me move it like this. It's okay for me. Okay, let's say maybe you are writing something and the thing you want it to be maybe vertical. It should cross everything. How can we do it? Let's say I want break, and I want it to cross everything from. I want you to cross this column. How can I do it? So okay, we first need to get rid of this line. The lines we are seeing here, we first need to get rid of it. How can we get rid of it? Remember, when your cursor is inside the table, you can see here to layout, to the ribbon. Let me see the layout. We come to the layout. You can see here, if you are not using Microsoft Word 2019 or 16 and above, the eraser may be different. Maybe you may find the eraser under, let's say, design or something. Yeah. Or it may not be this side. It may be somewhere here or some yeah. But it may not be this side. But you are using from 16 and above. you can see the eraser over here. So we want to get rid of this grid line, so we come here to the eraser, we select the eraser, and then we click the lines we want to get rid of. We click. You can also equally just drag. Let me drag 1, 2, 3, and then release the mouse. Then we come back here to, we can just click and then get rid of that line too. Let me show you a trick. Let me go back, undo several times. Let me undo. When you are using the drag method, let's say the break is here, and then okay, you have a word over here and you are using the drag method to delete. Let's use the drag method to delete from where our text is. So when we click and drag everything and we release, something nice, something happens. What can you see it? You can't see the text here again anymore. The break is vanished from here. So let's go back. That's why I was deleting. I used the drag from here to here, and here I just click and then it goes. So you can take notes of that anytime you want to do some editing, drag or delete tables. Take notes of that. So let's deselect the eraser. Now I want to make this across this is space, so I want it to cover it. First I would like to make it capital letters. Come back to home. Here, this capital A, change case, capital A, small a, click here, then uppercase. I want to make it bold and then center. And I have to change the text direction so that everything, maybe the break can just cover everything here. Because if I don't change the text direction and I increase the font, nothing happens. It just distort the tables for me, and I don't want that. And I don't want the break like this also. So we reduce the font back to normal. I think it's 11 right here. Back to normal. We are home now, so we come to layout. And the alignment over here, we come to text direction. When you click on the text direction, it moves straight. It changes the direction of the text because we selected middle over here or center align. It moves to the center of the table. You can see it. So we can increase the font size several times. Oh, it's too big. Alright, I think this is okay. Increase, and I want it to be at the middle exactly. At the middle of, so I come to the layout again, alignment here. I want to just align center. Correct. I think it's okay now. So let's say you are editing a timetable or anything, you can use this. How you make it using. So this small tutorial teaches you how to just drag the table, insert, draw, use the grid method of inserting table, how to increase the width of a table. Everything is part of using by selecting the table, going to the borders and shading, and selecting the width of the table. And what again? And everything else, you can know how to change the text direction in a table using everything is okay. So in my next video, I have a timetable that I work on. It's a timetable from a client that I work on. So you can see how I adjust the table, I manipulate it to get just a perfect timetable. So if you are interested, you can just watch the next video I manipulate a table over there and have a nice timetable. So if you like it, you can just watch that one too. Thank you very much for watching, and if you like this video, please subscribe, and then I see you next time. Bye bye.